Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, All Things Keto with Kelsey. I'm Kelsey and today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite grilling recipes. So I am going to show you my mom's marinade. This is a marinade that she used occasionally on steaks growing up. Today I'm actually going to cut them up into cubes so that I can use them for kebabs. And I'm going to add peppers and onions to them when it's time. I mix up the marinade in the 9x13 pan, and then I'll add the steak into the pan in the marinade. So I'm going to start by measuring out my vinegar. You can use white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is what I have. The original recipe calls for 3 tablespoons. I'll be doubling this recipe. And then you're going to do a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I'm going to use a 1/2 cup because I'm doubling the recipe. Again, you can use coconut aminos if you would like. Be a 1/3 cup of Worcestershire sauce. I always take the little shaker top off when I'm using it like this so I don't have to take so long to measure it out. So I'm going to do 2/3 cups since I'm doubling the recipe. Now, on the original recipe card, my mom said a dash of Tabasco sauce. We don't like spice, so I do not ever put that in just because that's not what we prefer. You're going to do 1 clove of garlic. So I'm going to do 2. So I'm going to do about 2 teaspoons of garlic. Okay. 1 cup of oil because the original recipe calls for a 1/2 cup. I'm going to do a full cup. You can use a good olive oil. So you can use avocado or olive oil, and that would be fine. 1/2 for a regular recipe, and 1 whole teaspoon for the recipe has a 1 chopped onion. This is a very large red onion, so I'm going to do a 1/2 of an onion. And then I usually use like sweet onions or yellow onions, some white onion. Today I only have the red, so I'm just gonna chop up a red onion. And it's not gonna change the flavor too much. You could also use dried onion, and I've done like a couple of tablespoons in a substitution in a pinch. And it's not too bad. It doesn't taste bad, it's just I prefer the fresh onion because I feel like the flavor is better. And a clove of garlic. So I'm gonna mix that together so it's all evenly distributed. I'm going to separate them so that the marinade gets the marinade just soaks in pretty good. Now you can leave the steak tips whole and just line them in the pan, and then I'm actually going to cover this and put it in the fridge. And I'm going to flip them tomorrow, and then we'll use them for dinner tomorrow night. I'm gonna push the steak cubes down into the marinade so that at least most of them are touching some of the marinade. And I often will actually salt the top of the steak tips as well, just to make sure that they get extra flavor on them and tender. All right, so I am going to cover this with foil, and then I'll put it in the fridge to set overnight, and then tomorrow morning I will stir it, and then tomorrow night I will shish kebab them and we will grill them on the grill. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've skewered the meat with some onion and bell pepper, and this is what they look like before they're gonna go on the grill. And I'm gonna go grill them until they're at a temperature that is done enough for us. And these are the kebabs freshly off the grill. They look so good.